Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. I'm Gerry. Max and Terry are here. And for those of you watching with your eyes, I'm out of note cards. I'm out of them. No more. So when I throw these, it's just sad. So, not the worst weekend. Not the worst weekend. All right? Halfway decent result in London, and then, you know, they who must not be named came in second place. They got the scored a lot of points trophy. So, you know, well done. Yeah, so that draw at Goodison ended up being kind of okay for us and not so okay for them. I'm super fine with that. And Michael Keane sliding in. Yes. Okay.
Jordan Pickford.
Jordan Pickford as well?
For me, that was a, you know, I think that was more of a goal scoring opportunity.
Oh man. You know, that's like saying, which type of chocolate do you like better? They are both delicious. They are tasty.
It's just sweet, isn't it? Given the fact that December 1st, when he cocked up at Anfield, they celebrated as if they'd already won the league, and turns out 1v Salah, Pickford comes out on top, and oops, you don't get the 3 points.
That's right. And you know what? Nobody was measuring his arms at that point. Crazy. Let's get the match reaction on the road. So let's just say first half was shit. Can we just get that out of the way now? Done with it. All right? Yeah. We do need to mention goals on set pieces. First one, because Yerry Mina went up for a header and then fell on top of the ball, allowing Dyer to have a shot on goal that even Eric Dyer couldn't miss. All right. If it's one that I could make, I'm pretty certain Dyer's got it covered. So the rest of the whole first half was pretty flat. Max, what was your turning point of the match? Because it did change. You know what I mean? Like the tide did turn.
I suppose it's got to be the changes, hasn't it? Really, compliment to Marco Silva. Obviously the most influential of them being Ademola Lookman. I think within minutes of him coming on, he's picked his head up, drove the ball forward, fed the ball to Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson picked out Walcott, and Walcott's put us level. But I don't know, it was I just thought as for the first half, we made 3 changes, if I'm not correct, and then Tottenham made 5 from their fantastic game in Amsterdam. So yeah, as you said earlier, Gerry, it did seem like a very last game of the season type, flip-flops and party atmosphere. But I've got to be honest, I've missed going the aways this season after seeing some of the videos that were coming out from the Tottenham Hotspur stadium from our end. As soon as the Mikel Arteta song get whipped out, I was just absolutely devastated it didn't go. I was also thinking as well, hey, how far up the haircut league would we be if we had Andre Gomez and Mikel Arteta working together in the same central midfield partnership? That would just be absolutely sensational.
We'd be on 98 points in the haircut.
I know, I think we'd actually win it though. To be fair, for the rest of the game, we got back in the second half because we made a few awkward changes. I wasn't particularly a fan of Kurt Zouma at right back. I just thought it made the old defence look a bit awkward. But obviously kind of looked to find our feet and competed a bit more with Tottenham, who were lackadaisical at times, and rightly so. They've reached the first ever Champions League final. But got back into it, made those changes. So for me, that was the changing point.
Yeah, I was sitting there just, number one, biting a hole through my lip because I was keeping an eye on my phone and the scores. So, that was not good. And additionally, watching us just put out this really uninspired performance. Really sloppy. A lot of misplayed passes. But Max, you mentioned something that I wanted to, be fair to the guys. We did have those changes, and when you bring in changes like that, it's going to bring some weirdness. You know what I mean? Some lack of chemistry. Players that don't normally, like Zouma at right back, I thought the right side just looked totally disjointed. You have Walcott in there who has not been starting lately.
Not a usual starter.
Yeah. So that whole right side, Zouma really, although he's not a slow guy, he has some speed. I don't deem him necessarily a quick guy. And typically you want quick little players being able to zip up the sideline and make those crosses back, and his service miss, man.
Yeah,
You know?
the injuries to Coleman, Walcott, Calvert-Lewin, they were obviously sprung up on us.
Yeah.
Quite soon. And to be fair, it's been a long season, so to sort of be expected towards the end of the season. So, but yeah, and I think as I mentioned earlier, if you look at the reverse fixture, Goodison, that's 6-2. With the exception of the derby in Anfield, that 6-2 was the lowest point of the season for me. And then when you get people putting out the shouts like play Ellis Sims or play some of the kids that have won the under 23s league, I can understand from Marco Silva's perspective. You don't want another Tonkin on your record against Spurs, not be playing on his mind. So I think he tried to deputise and not lose as much quality, and Tosin and Walcott getting on the score sheet, it paid dividends.
Yeah.
Well, barely. When I say Tosin getting on the score sheet, I mean barely. That was probably the worst goal I've seen us score all season, not to be fair, but they all count.
It does. I was happy he got a goal, though. You know what I mean? After this season, going the way it has for him, good for him. So, Terry, let's move to you. We were talking about the turning point of the match. If you agree with that, what Max said, then let's just move on to another talking point. Do you have any particular talking points, talking about any players that you felt like excelled a little bit more than usual, or somebody you thought was a man of the match, or somebody you thought just flat out was turd? Wherever you want to go with those, basically.
No, not really. I mean, I just was thinking about a point about Zuma at right back. I did think when I saw that, like, it's not going to be good reading if you're John Joe Kenny, like the first choice right back's out, and they're shifting a centre back across to compensate rather than play you. But when I think about it, I think if Richarlison's fit for that game, I think Kenny starts. I think that the idea of playing Kenny with Walcott in front of him leaves Kenny too exposed. Because it's happened earlier in the season when Kenny's played right back, he's always had Walcott in front of him. Walcott isn't the greatest at covering defensively, is he? Let's be honest. So I think it may have just been more of a precaution, like, well, we're going to put Zuma at right back since we're going to have to play Walcott at right wing, because Walcott won't screen his fullback, but Zuma is obviously going to be a much more competent and robust defender, especially in one-on-one scenarios, than John Joe Kenny is, because John Joe Kenny has struggled in a lot of one-on-ones this season, and I thought that maybe Spurs could have played on him if he'd have started. So I was... Well, it's probably not as bad as all that. Is lack of selection, but other than that, no, it was a very flat sort of nothing game. It was dead rubber. We're all going to finish where we're going to finish. They've got a massive game coming up, even though it's 3 weeks away. They don't want to be extending themselves, and we're missing a lot of players as well, so we can't put our best foot forward, and we're missing key players as well, our whole right hand side. So I think everyone was happy to take a point apiece. No injuries come off, and our season's finished, and they've got one more game. So it's another decent result at a top 6 team as well. I'm glad to be making them more regular, because we need to start building on that and making that a regular, consistent thing. We need, the next step is to win these games away from home. But it will hopefully come with time. But it's a good start, because there's the time where you look at this run of top 6 fixtures we've had, and you were thinking, where are we going to get the points there? But it's a bit of a corner this season, hopefully, when it comes to that.
Yeah, really, I was really pleased that we didn't just fade away and continue in the same form that we had in the first half. I was worried that was what was going to be the whole game. I got to be honest. I thought that we were already on the beach in our brains. Already had the flip-flops on. I was very worried about that. And when we came out second half, and the changes came out just after the half, Silva brought in Lookman and Gomez. Yeah, it was as though it had been an injection, just a straight-up injection of energy. And it looked like people kind of knew where everybody was going to be then. It almost felt like that chemistry came back. There was a lot. Our passes were more on point. We weren't giving up possession as easily. It was nice. So, are we? Are we disappointed in their goals? I was disappointed in the first goal because it reminded me of early in the season. You know what I mean? A lot of those off, corner, and their second goal was a great shot for the corner. Did we have who was on the edge between the ball and the goal? Did it look like somebody went down and bent down? Who was that?
For Ericsson's free kick.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
I think it's a Spurs player in the wall. We've got four.
Yeah, there was a four-man wall and the Spurs player just on the end. Pickford just let a yard or so go on his post, and he obviously was beaten by his side. But I've got to say, I think out of all the goals I've seen scored against Everton this season, Christian Eriksen scored two of the best.
Oh yeah.
That goal at Goodison too, and that free kick now.
See, at first play. I thought that was one of our players that went like that. And I was livid. I was like, "Why are you there, then, man?" But if it was one of theirs, then my ire subsides.
Yeah, there's four Everton players, a Spurs player, then another two Everton players, and it's right in that gap. That's why he's stopped.
Yeah, exactly.
He's sort of leaning into the player on his side as well to stop him from jumping into the space that he's leaving. So he sort of not only ducks, he runs towards the player on his left, Eriksen's right, to open the space. So it's a good move, it's a good free kick routine. But first goal, I think, Mina's terrible on it. It's really poor, but he's ring rusty, isn't he? He hasn't played a lot, and when he has played, he hasn't been consistent. What that is, he completely mistimes his jump.
He does.
He knows where the ball is. He knows what he's meant to do, but he's jumped too early. So he's completely missed it and come down on top of it and made himself look a bit foolish. But I think that's really harsh on him. If one of the two defenders who've been playing consistently all season did that, you'd be like, what the hell? But a player who's not played for weeks, more likely to make mistakes like that.
It's his first game back. That's why the first half I was thinking out of all the sloppy play and everything, I was trying to be fair. I was trying my best to be fair. And I do feel like we grew into the game as it went. I did feel like we got better, and I felt like second half we looked strong. We looked like a strong side.
Yeah, we have to weather the Tottenham storm, didn't we? Really, first home game back after making it to a Champions League final. There was another bit of a party atmosphere. Well, it would seem like from the other end of my stream going on at their ground, but. We were kind of adding to that, so I don't think it was too much of a disadvantage to us.
Yeah, if anybody saw those videos that got posted from Toffee Blue's account, I believe those are all Edwards when he was there. He took those videos and posted, and I think it's actually being passed around to a lot of different social media accounts. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Edward, way to go getting those recorded, man. So just a few things. Tosin, how do we feel like Tosin played? It's his first game back. Got a goal. It should be quotation marks, you know what I mean? Because it's ish.
Yeah. It's all right.
Got more than Calvert-Lewin, but he just hasn't got the physical tools, has he? He's just not fast enough, or doesn't pressure the opposition as much. But when if there's a chance loose in the box, I trust Tosin more than I trust any of the other strikers. He's got the brain that you want, just not the body.
Yeah.
Didn't win as much in the air. Held up, when the ball came to his feet, he held up okay. His combination play was so-so. It took him a while to get into the game. It did. His touch at first was awful. I saw one just bounce 5 yards off him, and I thought we had Lukaku again. It was weird. But it was... But, I did think he grew into it a bit, but his press compared to Calvert-Lewin's press is night and day, because Calvert-Lewin just gets on the opposition in a hurry. It's just so much faster.
It's down to his physical tools, isn't it, really? I mean, you can't doubt the effort and the audacity of Tosin.
Yeah.
He does work hard. I just don't think he's got those physical elements.
It's just...
in his locker. I like his combination play, linking up. I don't doubt that. I think that's half decent. But as I said earlier, we're going to have to try and get a few players out the door, and if someone can come in for 20 million you're not surprised that they're listening to
Yeah.
offers. Because I think it's only it was only a third league goal this season, and when I've looked back on all his goals in general, they've all. I mean, to be fair, hats off to him for finally getting a goal against the top six side, because I don't think that's his first goal that's come against the top six side, and but for this season it's been against Fulham and Crystal Palace, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, if he's going to stay, and he just needs to start scoring more against bigger opposition, I think.
And he does have, mentioning Lukaku, he does have more against the top 10 than Lukaku this season. Yeah. But then again, a lot of our center backs do. So yeah. I wanted to make sure we talked about Tosun. Walcott got a goal. He was he lost his footing as he was scoring. So it's one of those both of our goals, it was perfectly placed, Walcott's, but both of ours had kind of an oops quality to it. But this one actually involved some decent combination play. So that was okay. But how do we feel like Walcott did? And are we still thinking, it's a pretty strong chance he stays with us next season. You guys going to be okay with that based on what he did during this one?
I mean, I've never thought he's going just because Silva clearly likes him. I think the only ones who've got a problem with him are supporters, and frankly, they're not the important ones when it comes to those decisions. It's not like you can't if you gave it, it was up to Everton supporters. The amount of players we get rid of after one bad performance, like Gerry Mina's every week, he's either class or he's shite. It depends, how he's played.
If you haven't figured it out, everybody, Schneiderlin fanboy, Gerry Mina fanboy. All right. Still working on who I am, and I'm probably like Tom Davies or Benny Boningame. All right, at least they're man crushes play. So, but yeah, man, you're right though. It's a lot of flip flopping on Mina.
Yeah, but Walcott, I mean, as I say, I don't think I never thought he was going to go. I think in a perfect world he would, and he'd be replaced with someone who has a lot more impact when he plays than he does. But no, I don't think he's going anywhere, and I'm okay with it, I suppose. I mean, he's on a lot of money for someone who doesn't contribute a lot, but there's a long list of players you need to get rid of, and he's well down that list. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be talking about getting rid of Walcott when you've still got Nias and Balassi and players like that. There's much more dead woods to shift before you start considering Walcott, who, hasn't, even though he has been poor on the whole this season, he has done something. He does come into the team and give something, even if it's not value for how much he's getting paid, or as much as other players, or as much as we think other players like Lookman could give. He gives something at least. Whereas there's a lot of players who don't even kick a ball for Everton, who need to go before he does. So I think he's probably going to last another season, and then maybe next summer he'll be on the list to go.
It just doesn't seem like a priority to get rid of him compared to what else we have on the payroll right now. And he can come in and still provide a goal every once in a while. He did seem pretty damn wasteful there in the first half, though. I will say, giving the ball away, he had numerous opportunities, and it would be because maybe he wasn't ready for the ball when it came across to him. He couldn't get the footing. Little things like that would happen. So, do I feel like he's the perfect starter for us right now? No. But can he still do a job a little bit? Yeah. He can, but once he starts getting older, that speed, if it's not there, Walcott is not going to be the most useful player. So maybe he's got one more season with us. Maybe.
Plays well against Tottenham.
So fine with that.
For his involvement there. Yeah, he's been involved in something like 8 goals in the last 9 games against Tottenham. So he's got a good return rate against
that interview that he did talking about how happy he was that City won the league. I was like, okay, Theo, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy next season. We'll see you in the summer.
It seemed very genuine too. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like just saying shit to make supporters happy. It seemed like he meant it, and I'm fine with that. If he's genuine, I'll find a place in the heart. It'll be okay. There's a lot of players we could be talking about, but this segment will go on too long. I just want to spare a thought for Andre Gomez. Is that his last match for us? If so, damn. All right, because, We've all loved Andre. All right, but let's hope we can tie him down. I actually think we are gonna get him. I do think we're gonna get him. I have way less faith in Zuma, which is a shame because he's been really consistent this season. But that's probably for another. I just want to say, it was good, Andre. Come back. Just saying. All right. Anything else that we feel like we need to go into as far as this match? Yeah, it was cool. It had a positive feeling, happy feeling at the end of this one, and then a bunch of other stuff contributed to a celebration the rest of the day. So yeah, good things. All right, well that's it for our Spurs match reaction. That's our last match reaction until we'll probably do one for preseason. That's a thing that will come at some point, preseason. But for now, season's over. We are going to do an end of season awards segment. That'll be coming up after this. In the meantime, if you've been digging the videos, please subscribe to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel. We sincerely appreciate it. If you want more Max, check him out. You can find information for where he's going to be, what he's going to be doing on his Twitter, but often he is on the Toffee Blues website, so check out his stuff there. Lots of stuff there. And if you want Terry, all right, he's not SIG anymore, very huggable. See him on the streets, make it happen. He'll show up on the Liverpool Echo fan jury. Keep an eye on his Twitter. He'll tell you when he'll be there. He probably won't tell you when he's going to be in the street, though, so you just got to rely on good fortune and chance, destiny. All right, we'll talk to you later. We're got a new segment coming. So, bye.